guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am doing a book review of You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. I've talked about this book a couple different times in a couple different videos, but I thought I would do a complete review on it once I finish the book. I just recently finished it, and I just have to say that like all of Jen Sincero's books literally make me feel so empowered that it makes no sense. Like, I think everyone, but specifically every woman should read her books. Like, they're just so good. And the reason I give this one a 10 out of 10 is because I didn't have any like expected lessons that I wanted to learn from this book. Sometimes you go into a book when it's about a certain topic and you're like, okay, yes, I'm gonna read it and I'm gonna learn this and I'm gonna learn this and I hope it'll tell me this and it'll tell me this. And it's like, I didn't really feel like that. I just feel like it just informed me about so many different things and kind of changed my outlook on so many different ways when it comes to money. Like, it just opened my eyes, and I just feel like it's just so good, and I just think everyone should read it. Like, it's just so good. Overall, my review, I gave it a 10 out of 10. Like I said, I'm kind of I'm looking off my notes here that I made. I never really had like a good relationship with money before. I never really had like a terrible relationship with money before, but I was not good at saving. I'm still not good at saving, but I also went through phases where I was better at saving than I was, better than not. But right now I think I'm going through a phase where I work at a clothing store, and I'm kind of just like, if not now, when? So I'm kind of like spending my money like that, and I know that I need to kind of dial back on that so that I have some kind of savings for the future and whatever I want to do later. But I don't know, like, I just have always like had the mindset of like, I could die tomorrow, so why don't I spend it on things that would make me happy today? But even then, like, even shopping for clothes all the time and shopping for, certain things all the time, it's like those things don't necessarily provide long-term happiness. It's like a temporary happiness, which a lot of people do that. But at the same time, it's like I kind of tried to take on this challenge at work where I didn't spend money for a whole month. And I called it No Spend November, and I told everyone at work knew, and everyone was like, that's a great idea, you shouldn't spend money, you should save your money. And so they would like remind me, they'd be like, you don't need it, like, you're no Spend November, like, you don't need it. And I so appreciate that. But then it's like certain times when I feel more sad or disappointed or, feeling some kind of negative emotion, I guess, I feel like buying things would make me feel better. And and when I wasn't buying things, I felt so different. And it felt so good to not buy things because I knew that I wasn't buying things because I really wanted them. I was buying them just because I saw them there. And maybe they were something that I wanted, previously, or something that I could want in the future. So it's like, yeah, might as well buy it. Why not, And I feel like a lot of me, I'm trying to really dial that back because I just don't need all this stuff. Like, I don't need all these clothes. I need clothes that will last me a long time, clothes that will not get old for a really long time. And it's hard when you work when you work in fashion and in clothing stores. You're just like, I don't need these clothes, but I feel like I need to stay on top of trends. I need to stay on top of all of the different things going on, and you need to make sure your looks are always fresh, or you feel like you do. But there's always a million ways to wear certain things. So I think it's a lot about too, like, kind of expanding your mind and looking at things differently and wearing things differently, which is really exciting, and things that something I've kind of learned how to do just by working, where I do. Another thing I loved about You Are a Badass at Making Money was there's little activities in the book at the end of every single chapter, and I wanted to go back and do them every time I was reading. I didn't always have a notebook with me, so I didn't do them as I went along like I wish I had. But I want to go back and do them because they really help you kind of form a different relationship in your mind about money and a different kind of perspective on everything. And so I definitely is on my to-do list to go back and do all of those. they just help you put all of these different, lessons and all these different perspectives into your own situations, and kind of take a look at them and make you dial back and just be like, okay, like maybe if maybe I wouldn't be dying for money if I didn't, if I had if I thought about money in a different way. And that was one thing she said in the book repeatedly. That was like, when you live in this broke mindset, you're always going to be broke. And when you hang around with broke people, you're always going to be broke. And I just felt like that like triggered it for me. I was just like, makes so much sense. You see people who manifest things and you're almost like, how does that even happen? Like, how do you even do that? Like, I don't understand how that even works. And it's like, I feel like this book does a really great job of giving you examples of that and kind of giving you the tools to make it happen for yourself, which is just like so inspiring and so awesome. Like, it's just nothing that I ever even like really read about before. And I just, even like in her first You Are a Badass book, it's still different, but it's still like it's like they're different lessons to be learned in each one. So I think that everybody should read both. I don't know, I just loved her advice, and I loved her overall take and perspective on money and everything like that. She's just such an amazing author. And to me, every time I read her books, she makes me literally laugh out loud. Like, I was on the train to Chicago on Friday, and that's when I read like probably a good portion, probably like maybe half of the book, or like a third, because I had like a third left. So I read a good third of it, and like I was just actually laughing out loud at things that she had to say. Like, she's just so funny, and she just puts it in such a funny way that makes you feel like, yeah, like anybody can do this. If she can do this, I can do this. Like, anybody can go ahead and do this. Like, anybody can. So I think that that's a super important thing. She just makes it so relatable, and she's so personable when it comes to how she felt about money and how she kind of manifests things in her own way. And like, I just feel like that's so important in an author, especially writing this kind of book. You need to make sure you can be relatable to the people that you're, your audience. And I think she does a really great job of that, which makes me want to read her books. Like, I could read You Are a Badass and this book probably every single year, because it just is that, has a lot of good lessons in it that you need, I think always need refreshers on. So that's really exciting for that. My main takeaways from this book were, you have to believe, I tried to remember a lot of, I had the book with me, but I tried to remember a lot of the things that I learned from it. The first thing that I learned is you have to believe in your money coming to you is already yours. You have to believe that the money that you need, the money that you want, the comfort that you have when you have a certain amount of money is already yours. You have to believe that there's nothing that is going to get in your way there's nothing that's going to take that money away from you. There's nothing that you can't do to get that money to you. And I think that was just another huge eye-opener, was like, if it's already mine, what am I doing that's currently blocking it from coming to me? And it's like so cool to like look at your own life and look at everything that you do and think about it in terms of, oh my gosh, like if I'm talking about how broke I am all the time, of course this money isn't going to come to me, because it's not welcomed. It's almost not even wanted if you're talking about how broke you are. Like, you need to stop the negative thoughts and the negative comments and the negative energy before you can get all the things that you want. So I think that like negativity actually blocks the things that you want from you, like literally. And it's like, if we all realized that a lot sooner, I think a lot of us would have more of our dreams and more of our goals accomplished. And don't get me wrong, like, it doesn't just happen overnight, and it doesn't just happen like lickety split. Like, you have to work for the things that you want still, to prove to the universe that you deserve it. And I think that was just one of my favorite things that I think that she said. And I think she even mentions that in her first book, You Are a Badass. It's like, you need to believe that everything you want is already yours in order for you to have it. because you already believe it's yours. Now you just have to do the work. You just have to, you know, keep believing and not give up in your own self, in your own work ethic, and, you know, who you are to get you to where you want to be. The second takeaway that I got was hang out with people who want to have the same mindset as you and don't hold you back. That was a huge important point too. It's like, if, like I said before, if you're always hanging around broke people, you're never gonna be anything but broke, because these people are speaking it into their lives. These are the people that you're around, and you don't want to lose. One thing she said is like, you don't want to lose your comfy little group because you worked hard to have that group. And it's like, it makes so much sense too when you put it that way. Like, oh yeah, like me and all my friends, we're all recent college graduates, or, you know, we're all young, not really working in jobs that we want to be at forever. Maybe some of us are, you know, like it varies for everyone. But it's like, when you hang around people who constantly think that they don't have enough money, or that they are constantly reminding you or reminding themselves how broke they are, like, you know, they're never gonna grow out of that. They're never gonna be welcoming with open arms the good money, the money that they want in order to make their dreams come true. So it's like, you just need to kind of take a step back from that and, you know, kind of realize who you're hanging out with and kind of redirect your group in that way, or find a new group. Sometimes that's what you need to do. Just find a new group of people that have the same mindset as you and want to have the same mindset as you. Like, you deserve that if you want to redo your whole perspective, your whole relationship with money. The third takeaway that I got is, a lot of making your money dreams come true is having the faith you will always get what you need. You just need to keep believing that everything you want is already yours. And I know I keep saying that, so it's almost like repetitive, but that is just such the truth. You need to keep working hard for the things that you want. At the same time, believe that you won't stop until you get it. That's how you get what you want, right? That's how everybody gets what they want. You just don't quit. You just keep going. And it's a point that she constantly brings up, and I just think that it's one of the most important things. You just have to keep going in any way of life and anything that you're doing. Just keep powering through it, and, you know, make the necessary decisions, make the necessary, you know, take the necessary steps and keep working towards it. Like, that's all that it's about when it comes to making your dreams come true. That's what you need to do. And the fourth and final thing that I took away from this book was, take risks, don't be afraid of change, and think as positively as you can about working towards the things you have your eyes on. This was a thing she kept saying too. You need to learn, and you need to be able to take risks when it comes to, you know, big things that you want to spend your money on. Like, for me personally, I am going to Boston at the end of December, and I still have like student loans I have to pay off. So it's like, at this point, I have, you know, the place I'm gonna stay. I have, you know, the one event that I wanted to do there. I booked that already, and it's like, the last part is booking a flight, and I know that the flight is not gonna be the cheapest thing. So for me, it's like pushing myself to, okay, you just gotta book it. You have everything else, you just gotta book it. The money you spend on that is gonna come back to you. Whether it's now or in a month, you'll find it somewhere else. So you need to just go ahead, do it, make that big step, take that big risk, and just kind of roll with it. You will have the money to pay your bills. You will have the money to do the extra little things that you want to do. You'll have enough money to spend there, but you need to take that risk. You need to just go for it and do it and make it, you know, worth your while. If I wait any longer, I take the chance of paying extra for a flight that might not even be better than the one that I have now. So it's like, I might as well take, you know, the good prices on the flights now. I'll be a little bit less, you know, financially stable. You know what I mean? And I know it sounds crazy and it sounds silly, but those are things that, you know, those are the risks that you need to take in order to do the things that you want to do. Personally, that's the takeaway that I got from her book. And that was the last thing. I just feel like this book was just so good. Overall, 10 out of 10. I suggest every single person read this book. It is so, so, so good. So good. And that is my review for You Are Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. If you like this video, go ahead, give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.